Okay, so we are on the second half of chapter 3, starting on page 75. So on 75, it's telling you you may have some personnel issues. Chances are you will have some personnel issues, okay? Here again, the book just kind of giving you some little tidbits as far as how you can kind of smooth over or get past some of those issues. Concerning, for example, when they're talking about your receptionist, your secretary, main thing, these are support staff, and they're just saying try to, as much as possible, select good people to support your sales staff. Remember, the sales staff is a large portion of the engine that's going to bring in the gas for the company. So you want to make sure that their support is as best as possible you can to support that sales staff. You're looking at receptionists, secretaries, your accounting staff, your additional support staff such as transaction coordinators. We know that they are huge now in our area, and that's very good to know. Concerning your real estate sales associate, it tells you one of the broker's most challenging tasks is recruiting sales associates. Why? Because you need to make sure that you're recruiting sales associates that goes well with the plan, with where the company is going itself. So you're going back now to your business plan. Here again, where are we taking this company? You need to interview your associates, okay? And this is not to put down any licensed associate at all. But in business, just like when you interview, I don't know, someone for a secretary position, you and I know that not everyone, just because they have the experience, will work in that particular or with that particular company as a secretary. So you need to interview them. It's no different with the agents. If you're serious about taking that business to the next level, whether it's next year or the following year, you need to interview your agents to see, is that agent going to be a fit with the plan for this company? And that's kind of what they're talking about there. Even on page 76, they're talking about the associates, relating to the budget, how many transactions they need. As I told you, they are a large percent of the gas that's running your real estate brokerage. Over on your page 77, you see that calculation of number of monthly transaction. I want you to practice that, practice. And when we get together, we'll go over it. But here's the thing. This little formula will actually help you determine how many transactions do I need to have in order to hit the number goal that I have for the company, whether it be for the month or whether it be quarterly. That's totally left up to you how you're doing that. But this is a good problem to help you determine how many transactions you need. Underneath there, they're talking about unlicensed personnel assistant and clerical assistant. Yes, as you know, you can have them, but as you know, there's certain things that an unlicensed assistant cannot do. On the next page is giving you a list of those things that they can and cannot do. However, also on myflorida.com, we have a current list that they try to keep up with often. And here again, it pretty much tells you some of the things that your unlicensed assistants can and can't do. Just kind of review that, or you may want to stick it somewhere on the wall. Also, there's some miscellaneous contract services that you may have. You may need janitorial services in the office, computer programming, technical support. They start telling you on page 79, recruitment and selection. Basically just what I'm telling you, you need to select. That's that recruitment and selecting is telling you. You just don't kind of pull in anyone who has a real estate license. And here again, I'm not trying to tear down anyone who has a license. I'm just saying you need to make sure that that licensee is the right fit for where you want to take that company. On page 79, they're telling you some different ways to actually recruit them. career night, pre-licensing schools. So those are things that you can do. Over on page 80, talking about the application process. Broker must evaluate prospective employees and independent contractors with respect to their ability to do their job. They're doing the same thing that I am suggesting that you guys do. Okay, verifying your license status. Brokers, make sure you verify the license status, or you can have the secretary to do it, or however you want to do that, but make sure that it is in an active status, okay? On page 81, employment arrangement and agreements. They're talking especially concerning tax consideration. It tells you independent contractors agreements must specify that the sales associate will be treated as an independent contractor for federal income tax purposes, and that the sales associate will be responsible for paying all taxes. Florida Realtors have an independent contractor agreement form available to its members, but if you are not going to be using the Florida Realtors, one of the associations, and you create your own, this is specifically telling you that it has to be specified on your independent contractor's agreement, okay? IRS treatment concerning employees versus independent contractor. The broker who opens a new real estate office should file Form SS4 with the IRS to request an employee identification number, EIN. Basically, that's the social security number for the company. That's the easiest way to look at it from there, okay? Nature of the independent contractor's relationship. Real estate brokers firm treat their sales associates as independent contractors. So if a broker meets all requirements, that results in substantial savings, primarily for the employer's share of Social Security taxes, medical taxes, workers' compensation. So as an independent contractor, those agents are responsible for that information. On page 82, they're talking about factors that describes an employee's relationship. You have one called behavior control. If a worker is told when, where, and how, which tool to use, which sequence to follow, the worker is an employee. For example, if a broker requires a sales associate to take floor duty time or hold open houses, the sales associate is an employee, okay? That's a behavior control. Well, it kind of makes sense. Financial control. If a broker reimburses a worker for expenses, pays the worker a salary or hourly rate, provides insurance or pension, the worker is an employee. Okay? These are all factors that are describing an employee relationship. Okay? Reporting payment to employees and independent contractors. Basically, it has a list of things down there that it tells you that the broker basic responsibilities regarding taxes and reporting for employees and independent contractors include all of those lists of things that they have listed down there. If on page 83 you want to have a non-compete clause in the contract, they're talking about that here. That's something that you need to consider. They do have that there. If you have certain hours and working conditions, you may want to put that as well in the contract with your agents. Compensation of sales associate, you definitely want to state how they're going to be compensated, whether straight salary, commission plus bonus. So those are things that you're looking at. Over on page 85, now they're talking about training and supervision of associates. So you want to have like a training time for your associates, whether it be once a month, whether it be once a quarter, whether it be that you send it out to them via video, however you need to do it, but have some type of training for them. That's what they're talking about there. Your policies and procedures on the next page, that is something that you are supposed to have into the office. It tells you. Policy manual is also guides many of the broker's decisions with respect to the staff. The manual should define the company's purpose and function and should be as thorough as possible. An example of suggested topics is shown over on the next page that you may want to put in there. And then the last thing to the bottom on page 87, if you're going to have a sales manager over your agents, probably will have some type of training as well for that sales manager. That's what we're looking at pretty much with chapter 3. We'll be back.